Okay, I was just talking about, I had a good long phone call. I was talking about a train wreck that I had, that God was showing me something to get the heck out of Dodge. And I knew the signs were everywhere. And whenever God starts to give you signs, there's a reason. He's protecting you. He's protecting your life, your soul, your finances, your security, So when you do God's will, you're protected. Doing God's will protects you. And actually you get healed and all that good stuff. You've got agents of Satan that are really out to mess you up. Now, they can't touch you. It's a mind game. It's just a mind game. They play mind games. The demon, the devils, the narcissists, the Jezebel, the Delilahs, it's all mind games. And so you have to reframe your mind, reframe your thoughts, and reframe everything that happened. It was all lies. It was a fake person, fake persona. They were not real. They lived in lies. They wanted you to believe an illusion, a delusion. It was a setup, a scam, a sham, a con, a game. They really were mocking you, lying to you. Anybody who's lying to you, especially from the get-go, the lies from the get-go was a mockery. Now, you might go in it thinking, well, I'll go in here and I'll steal the secrets and learn something, but it's not really worth it because you already have the Word of God. So one of my mistakes, I take my mistakes, is I thought, well, I'll go in here and I'll learn some enemy secrets and not get burnt. Well, I learned a lot of secrets and how the enemy really works the high level game, but I did get burned. And so I had a long conversation tonight with a born again, and you just got to reframe it all. It was all lies. It was all fake. It was not real. It was a trap. It was a demon-possessed person. It was nothing but a sham, a scam, and future faking, and everything that you can think of when it comes to narcissism. That's all it was. You let it go. You move on. You set a new path, a new course, and you don't see. They want to make you into a copy of them. If they're on drugs or drinking or something, they want you to be just like them. And you have to walk away because they will not change. They are setting their path, the path of destruction. You're on the path of righteousness. Not that you're perfect. You're not perfect. You made mistakes. But you believe the lies of the future faking, the gaslighting, and all that stuff, and you fell into it. But then you start, as soon as it didn't take long, you started backing out. And as you backed out, they chased you down like the Pharaoh. It's just no different than the Pharaoh. So they want you to be, so you're over here in the promised land, free as a bird, right? So they don't like your freedom. So the Pharaoh comes to pull you back, like Samson and Delilah, or David and Bathsheba. So they want to pull you back into slavery and bondage, right? And so they're trying to pull you back into Egypt. E is spirit gypped. They want to spiritually gypt you. So if they're pulling you back to Egypt, even if you're just on the outskirts, they don't care as long as you're looking back to Egypt. But you no longer look back to Egypt. You look to the promised land, and you're already in the promised land, so you stay there. And so you never look back. You never go back. There's nothing good over there. They dangle an apple saying, look how great it is over here. But it's lies. There's no communion. There's no communication. There's no conversation. And if it is, it's all fake. It's future faking. It's not even real. They are either a paid agent. Yeah, they have to be a paid agent, because who would keep on keeping on? It has to be a paid agent or a cult or a occult, uh, a Wiccan cult or something like that. And so they might not be paid agents, but they sold their soul to the devil to get some kind of job or money or position or power or knowledge, or maybe they just been that way their whole life and that's all they know and they'll never change. Once you talk to somebody, and even within one paragraph, you're on the phone talking and they contradict themselves in one paragraph, you know if somebody's contradicting themselves, they're a liar. And it's so easy to catch them that you're like, are they really that bold to think you can't see the lie? And when I was dating my second wife, because I didn't really know I knew about Jezebel, but I didn't know how bad it was. My second wife, I was at her apartment and somebody knocked on the door, and it was her ex. And she said something through the door, and I said, does he really believe that? She said he will believe it because he loves me. And that's the secret, people. They think that if somebody loves them, they will believe the lies. And so then when you break that paradigm, there's no more stronghold, there's no more tie, there's no more string, there's no more anything. And so once you do a 2-month, so you do a week cut off, a month cut off, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. Once you hit 2 months, even if they call or show up or knock on the door or whatever, it don't take but a day. Long as you don't let them in your ear gate, it don't take but a day to get back to normal. And so, what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that this game is real. And who is the devil going to use? The devil's going to use a narcissist to try to mess you up. They hate you. They're not there for you. Think about it. They're not helping you get to work, or they're not helping you if you're sick. They're not there for you. You can't just pick up the phone and call them. It's secret. They want to keep you in a secret little compartment. It's not out in the open. It's secret. They're not friends. They want to say, oh, I'm your friend. No, it's secret. Jezebel has to work in secrets. Revelation 2 says, kick Jezebel out. So Jezebel loves the secrets. She loves the flying monkeys. She loves the half-truths. She wants you to think that you owe her something. You're not married to her. You have no covenant with her. You have no obligation to her, because she's just lies. So when you reframe it, and you might have to talk it out, and you might not upload a video, but you need to talk it out. Where is Jezebel? Where's Delilah? You can't call them. You can't text them. They can't help you. They're not going to support you. It's all secrets. They've lied about you to friends and family, so to make you they're the bad guy, and they're trying to make you look like the bad guy. So they're not a support. They're not a support. You can't contact them and get access to somebody. That means they're not your friend. They're not your spouse. You owe them nothing. It's fake reality. They're not anything to you. And it was a painted picture that they're going to be there for you, and it's going to be a great life, and you're going to do this. All future faking, all lies. It's so fake that if you believe it, you're an idiot. And I promise you, think about it. Where is your narcissist? Are they going to help you if you need a ride to the hospital? No, they're not here. It's not real. Delete it. It's fake. Delete the contact. Block the emails. They're fake. It's a fake paradigm. It's a fake security blanket. They're wanting you. See, here's what it is. They've got somebody else they're dealing with, and they want to keep you on the string or on the breadcrumbing as they monkey branch all around, because nobody likes them. because nobody likes a liar. They've trained their brains so long to think they lie like this. And if they've trained their synapses in their brain to be a liar, that's all they can do is lie. And you get off the phone and have a conversation or even a text, and they've contradicted themselves in one conversation, in one paragraph, in one text, and they forgot what they told you. The reason they forgot what they told you yesterday is because they're talking to somebody else and telling them something else. They're reframing reality depending on who they're with. And if you really believe they're real people, they're just actors, actresses, that is. And you have to kick them out because their mind is convoluted and twisted and upside down. And if you talk to them for long enough, you'll start to think like them and you'll think that's normal. But God ain't going to let you because it's going to make you mad, because a liar should make you mad. A future faker, a gaslighter, a love bomber, they should make you angry. And you should get angry and have righteous anger. David said, I won't have a liar in my face and I won't have a liar in my house. And you need to stand on what the scripture says. Go back to Proverbs, kick them to the street, go back to Revelation 2. Have no tolerance for Jezebel. No tolerance. Zero tolerance. Just like zero tolerance drinking, zero tolerance for their lying, their drugs, their games, they're evil. And they've lived that way so long that they don't even know they're liars. When a person gets to the point where they don't even know that they're a liar or they are justifying their lies, not only are they mocking you, they're mocking themselves. The devil has deceived them. And when you cut them off, after 2 months, they should realize it's over. And then once the 3 months kicks in and you've blocked every avenue, it's done. It's completely done. And the secret, then the way you know it's done is the less you talk to them, the longer you go without talking to them, you forget their mannerisms, you forget what they look like, you forget what they sound like, you don't remember anything about them. And if they squeeze in 1 day into 2 months, you know they're going to lie. Here's the bizarro. Here's the craziest thing. They self-sabotage because a liar always self-sabotages, right? Would you hire a liar at your job? No. Would you trust a coworker that's a liar? No. Would you trust your neighbor who's a liar? No. So you wouldn't even trust your neighbor who's lying to you. You wouldn't trust a coworker or an employee. You wouldn't trust a boss that you work for who's lying. You wouldn't trust anybody who's a liar. So why would you put up with a narcissist who is a fake romantic possibility? And like the conversation I had tonight, it don't really matter what they're doing. You know that it's to steal, kill, and destroy, and to waste your time, and to waste your energy, and to get your mind on something in the 3D, some kind of drama in the 3D instead of the 5D. And so my point is, you have to reframe your brain, re-talk it out, get back in the truth, and realize that person is not even a real person. They're either in a cult, they're an actor, actress, liar. They work for the Freemasons or the Jesuits or the Illuminati or somebody, some cult or some ism. And what you got to do is be serious as a heart attack and keep and write this stuff down, that you know they're liars, they're game players, they're future fakers. Everything about them is a lie. And you write it down and you put it on your wall and you fast and you pray and you see, they know that you have compassion and empathy. They don't. They'll even tell you they don't have any empathy. They know you have compassion and empathy, so they know how you think, but they're the bizarro version of you. So they're waiting long enough to try to talk to you again and poor pitiful me. Oh no, this is happening, and try to pull you back in with pity or something. And you don't put up with it. You don't put up with it. you're done. You're done. And eventually, like I say, the mannerisms, what they look, you delete all pictures, you throw out all memories, all pictures, you reorganize your house or whatever you got to do to forget them, because they don't exist in your world anymore. And it was a fantasy island TV show that they put in your mind through future faking and neuro-linguistic programming, and you're just done. And the biggest way to be done is you have everything you need. You're content. You have your cars, you have your job, you have your health, you have your house, you have your sound mind, you have your Bible. You have everything you need. You have your tribe. You don't need them, because they were never real anyway. They were not real people. A liar, a chronic liar, and now this is the sad part, we're talking about a chronic liar. A chronic liar is not a real person. I want you to really think about it. And if a person can be a chronic liar, even if they're doing it on purpose, they eventually become a chronic liar on autopilot. And after many, many years, it just becomes a normal part of their character. And a liar is a devil, right? And a liar, according to our Bible, which is the devil, and the devil's a murderer. So if they're a liar, they don't mind taking you out, because the devil's a liar. He was a liar from the beginning, and a liar is a murderer. And so whether it's murdering the truth, or murdering a dream, or murdering a vision, or murdering something, you have to completely cut them off. They are your enemy. They are your enemy. They are your enemy, people. I'm mainly preaching to myself tonight. They're your enemy. Just like my neighbors across the street. I know they don't like me. And they're going to lie to me. Why would I let them in my house? Why would I give them access to my phone? There's no access anymore. No access, no time, no energy, no thoughts, no space. Nothing. Why would I give my neighbor who hates me access to my phone? You don't. To my email? You don't. Why do you give them any access to your brain? Why are they living rent-free in your brain? They're not anymore. You redirect, you go to a church, you go do something else, and you move on. Because they're evil. They're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, if they can. Everything about it is just bizarro land. It's a demonic, fake reality, and you have to cut them off. I really thought I cracked the code where I could just go and not have and bypass no contact. But I promise you, they force you to go no contact. They force you to go no contact because you know their character, and you can't even be friends with them because their character is so evil. If you associate with them, God is going to judge you instead of judging them. You have to cut them off. You don't want to have you don't want to be friends with a liar. You can't do it. You wouldn't do it with your own family, much less some narcissist who pops in out of nowhere. And you test their character, and they royally fail. They have no character. A liar has no character.